Good afternoon, folkers. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, freedom fighters. It's your boy, Sizzler Gorilla, aka The Definition, aka Snap Turtle, whatever you want to say. You know, I'm halfway through my rucking, and I wasn't going to do a live stream. Then I heard, I saw something on my timeline about Kamala Harris being asked a question about the border and how she's going to strengthen it. And I was like, okay, let me see what this lady's talking about. And so I did. I listened to it, and I don't know why the fucking screen's doing that. I listened to her answer, and it was the same garbage non-answer she gave during the debate, basically. So the guy asked her, point blank, how would you strengthen the border when you become president, right? He said when, so clearly he is a Kamala supporter who has concerns. That should tell you something, that even these leftist so-called Kamala supporters have concerns about the border. Not really just the border, but motherfuckers come through the border, right? They clearly have concerns, right? And we're talking about Kamala supporters. Dead Mike, the same nonsense your mama swallows. That's what. So, every time I spew nonsense, your mama swallows it. How about that? So just think about that next time you say I'm spewing nonsense. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about what I'm doing. You should not be concerned with what I'm doing in my life. I'm talking about the border. Anyway, so she goes into, the guy asks her, what are you going to do to strengthen the border? Thoughts on Ben 10 Bernanke same? So I don't know what that is. Is that some type of anime? Anyway, so the guy asked her, how is she going to strengthen the border? And her answer was, well, when I was Attorney General of California, I prosecuted international gangs and this, that. Like, woman, no one cares about that. The only reason, because you were on a border state, right? She said, I was on a border state. I was prosecuted on a border state. And I was prosecuting, international gangs. The only reason you were able or had to prosecute those international gangs is because, they got in here in the first fucking place. Because y'all are a sanctuary state and y'all let these motherfuckers come here. So he's not asking, how are you going to prosecute the people that come through the border? How are you going to strengthen it? All right. So then she brings up this bill, right? That she said, oh, all these Republicans, they were for it. And this, that, and the third, right? And then she says Donald Trump called these people. And he probably did, whatever. But here's the problem with that bill. It wasn't just Trump that had a problem with the bill and the people he called, right? It was the fact that you're asking for shit in this bill that you already have the right to do, right? As the executive branch of the federal government, you are responsible for border security. So the things that you're asking for in this bill, you already can do. Right? She mentioned prosecuting these gangs. You can already do that. But you can't until they get in here. So how are you going to stop them from getting here in the first fucking place? Hiring 1,500 border agents. You can already do that. Just move some money around like y'all do. Right? Or put it in a budget bill. Put it in a budget bill that doesn't have all this pork in it, right? And what else does this bill do? What this bill do that they can't already do is allow people to come here, allow a certain amount a day. So they want to allow a certain amount of motherfuckers to come through that border without going through a port of entry and without going through the proper steps. That's what that bill would have done, that they can't already do. You see? But they're not going to say that. That bill that she's talking about had allowed a certain amount of people, just like they're already doing. They're already letting a certain amount of people in here. As a matter of fact, they were illegally allowing people to cross and allowing people to stay here that should not have been allowed to stay, right? Because any crossing in an illegal way is illegal, and they could turn these motherfuckers away. They cannot allow them to stay, but they allow them to stay, which is against the law already. So what they were trying to do with this bill is have it to where they are allowed by law to have a certain amount of people come across that border in the improper manner, not through a port of entry, not without, getting official asylum seeking and all that other shit, proving that they're seeking asylum, giving information about themselves so they can be vetted. These people are coming across here and they're getting plane vouchers without their names on it. You don't know who these people, they have no ID. They have no way. You understand what I'm saying? So what are you talking about, Kamala? What is camel toe? And the dude that asked her the question, I saw his face. He was laughing at her like, look, woman, you didn't answer the question. So in summary, her idea is to introduce that bill again. Introduce the bill again. The same bill that was not even allowed to go to the floor for a vote in the first fucking place. So so you're going to just because you introduce it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Right? See, that's what y'all not getting. You see, even when people become president, they still have to go through the proper protocol to pass laws, to have things done. Yes, they do have executive privilege, right? Where they can do certain executive actions, executive decisions and all these things, executive things where they're not official, right? It's basically ruling by fiat. These executive actions is basically the president ruling by fiat, which is illegal, which can be challenged in court, has been challenged in court, and shot down in court, right? Just like the student loan forgiveness shit that Biden kept promising y'all, that kept getting kicked out of the court, and he kept doing it, just to show y'all that he's trying, when he knows it's not going to go through. Even executive actions by the president can be shot down by the courts. So if you have enough states, Congress people, whoever, right, that have the standing, they can fight it in court and have that shit reversed. Or the next president can come through and end those executive actions with his own executive actions. Just like Biden did with Trump. Just like Trump did with Obama. You understand? So all she's going to do is introduce a bill. She's not going to do anything else. She has it within her power right now as vice president, right? To shut down that border, to continue to build the wall, right? To hire more border agents. Is there a hiring freeze for Border Patrol right now? Y'all let me know. Matter of fact, when I get off of this, I'm going to see if the Border Patrol is hiring. Are they doing a hiring freeze? Is there something stopping them from hiring more border agents? Help me understand this. So basically what she's going to do is nothing. She's going to put it in the hands, right, of the Congress and the Senate. She's going to say, look, y'all, let's get this bill going. Y'all bring me the bill. I'll sign it into law. Meanwhile, guess what? When she becomes president, all that tightening they're doing at the border, all that oil drilling, all that drilling, all the restrictions at the border they're doing right now that they only decided to do this year, which they could have done for the last 2 years or 3 years. The same shit they could have been doing for the last 2-3 years that they're doing in this last year. Drilling from releasing oil leases, allowing more fracking, all these things that they stopped for 3 years to fuck off our economy, letting these people flood in for the last 3 years, draining the system and fucking our economy. Guess what? It's gonna go right back to that when she becomes president on January. As soon as she becomes president, as soon as she becomes president-elect, it's gonna go right back to the same bullshit. She's not gonna do shit for that border. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? And then guess what? She's gonna blame it on Congress and the Senate. She's gonna say, oh, well, they didn't bring me the bill. They didn't bring me a bill to help me strengthen the border. I can only strengthen the border with a bill. If you don't bring me a bill to sign, I can't do anything. Oh, no, it's not in my hands. She's going to do that for the next 3 years after she becomes president. And guess what? In the last year, she's going to lock shit down once again after she done let 20 to 30 million more motherfuckers come in here. And Colorado is going to be Cala Venezuela. Colorado is going to be called Colinsuela. That's what's going to happen. Oil price is going to shoot back up because guess what? She's going to stop oil. She's going to fuck us. You understand what I'm saying? And then in the last, she's going to fuck us for 3 years. She's going to fuck us for 3 years, no lube. All that lube that Diddy got, she ain't got it. He got all the lube. She going to leave the lube for Diddy. She ain't going to give us no lube, but she fuck us. And in that last year, when she wants to get reelected, she going to lock shit down again. She's going to say, I can't wait on the Congress. Oh, no, they're not. They're dragging their feet. Oh, I got to do something. And then she's going to make sure that she locks that border down. And she's going to make sure that she releases oil leases again. She's going to renew oil leases again. She's going to do all that shit. Do y'all know Joe Biden drained our oil reserves, our emergency reserves, to artificially bring down gas prices 1 year before he started allowing drilling to happen again? And guess what? They drilled more than any year during the Trump presidency in that 1 year. Not altogether, but that 1 year, higher than any year that when Trump was president, than any other president, as a matter of fact. What does that let you know? They didn't need legislation for that. And then what else did they do? They locked the border down. They stopped letting so many motherfuckers come here. They stemmed the flow of immigrants coming across. It's not because they stopped trying. It's because they actually did their fucking job. I'm just going to sit here, be quiet since I can't say. You say whatever the fuck you want. Oh, I insulted you, but you're telling me I'm spewing nonsense. Man, get the fuck out of here. Quit acting like a baby. Y'all too goddamn sensitive. What I've been smoking, your mama's twat. That's what you're going to get every time you come up here and disrespect me. Your mama going to get it. Your mama going to get it just like your daddy gave it to her. And she going to be dripping for it. You are special. Yep. See, yeah, of course you're special. That's why you had that helmet when you were a kid. That's why you rode in that short bus. You're definitely special. Anyway. Y'all some weirdos. Anyway, so Camel Toe, aka Kamala Harris, she ain't gonna do shit to strengthen that border. When she becomes president, it's gonna go right back to the same shit, except it's gonna be worse. Because they're gonna have another 3 years to fuck us. And that's the bottom line to it. The Haitians are different how? Yeah. Send their ass back to Haiti. We can't afford to take care of them. Send the Haitians, the Mexicans, the Venezuelans, the Chinese, the Russians, the motherfucking Polish, the motherfucking Icelanders, the Nigerians, the Egyptians, the Italians, the motherfucking, all the motherfuckers. All of them. I don't give a fuck what they look like. I don't give a fuck if my long lost twin, you know, my cosmic twin is from Australia or wherever the fuck, or Africa. I don't give a fuck. We cannot afford for them to come over here and drain our system, to come over here unvetted, uninvestigated. We don't know anything about these people. We don't know what diseases they're bringing. We don't know the shit. And yeah, I might sound like a goddamn, what they call them people? A people phobe, whatever that term is. A people phobe, whatever they call Donald Trump. When he said don't let the terrorist, people that harbor terrorist countries come over here. Whatever the fuck they called him. I forgot what they fucking called it. No, none of them motherfuckers come over here. We can't afford it. I've been rucking. Not running, Ghost Girly. I'm rucking. 60 pounds. Better than running. Easier on your joints than running. You know? Easier on your joints. We constantly giving them money and spending foreign nation money. Yet our people are suffering. No cash, especially Hawaii fire. Exactly. Citizens still haven't got... Exactly. Right? But we supposed to let these motherfuckers come over here? I don't give a fuck what country. They can come from merry old England. If they didn't come over here like they supposed to and contribute to our society and contribute. See, even as an anarchist, such as myself, I know that if you want to be a part of the community, you have to contribute. You can't come over here and drain our resources and do whatever the fuck you want. Now, if you want to come over here and fend for yourself and don't use our system, don't drain my motherfucking money, that's different. But that means that you have to go to land that is unclaimed, which is really federally, which is what they call federal land. You'd have to go there and set yourself up and be self-reliant, self-sufficient. But guess what? We, right, the people that are born here, we are entitled to that land before you. The indigenous folks, they get that first. So if you think you'll come over here and get shit, and they're already doing it. Ghost Girly, I appreciate you. Yes, Girly. Ghost Girly, I'm good. You know, this is easy work for me. This is easy work for me. You know, it's a little, you know, I got the pack on, you know. But your boy is good. But it just is what it is. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck what country you from. You know what? I don't care if you a rich prince from some foreign land and bring 30,000 pounds of gold to this country. If you come over here and you don't go through the proper process and you think you're just gonna get what you want, guess what? You can if you spread that gold around and help improve. You can come over here like that. I don't have a problem with it. If you come over here with your 30,000 bars of gold and you say, whichever community accepts me, we will share in this gold. We will help build our community. I'm with that. I'm with it. I'm with it. Dead Mike says, people on Facebook got mad at me for saying Haitians are eating cats in Ohio. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not even tripping on that. All right, take care, hon. Bye. Appreciate you for stopping by, Ghost Girly. Appreciate you. But it is what it is, y'all. If you're gonna come over here and contribute and not be a drain, that's a different story. That's a different story. But 9 times out of 10, if they have to do it by crossing the border illegally, or just trying to sneak across without going through a port of entry, without getting processed, without going through a background check, all that type of stuff, without getting checked for diseases, then you don't have that kind of money. You don't have that kind of money, because somebody with that kind of money, they're going to get a visa in their own country, and they're going to fly in through an international airport, go through customs, and that's how they're going to do it. If you got that kind of bread, if you have to sneak across the Mexican border, we don't want you. We don't need you. You understand what I'm talking about? I don't care. I don't care if you will work 24 hours, 8 days a week, helping me help people build houses for free. That's called slavery, and I don't want no parts. Because that's what's happening, y'all. These people coming over here, they coming over here to work or not work, or to be criminals and exercise their criminal activities, victimizing people. And they're using government resources to do it. I told you guys about that sex trafficking ring, that child sex trafficking ring that were operating here in the United States through Venezuelans. Venezuelan drug trafficking ring that were operating in this country. They were operating in sex trafficking, not prostitution, sex trafficking. There's a difference. And guess what? They were using plane vouchers. They were using the plane vouchers that they got from the U.S. government to fly about the country and operate their business. Can you believe that shit? Moving forward, yep. It was good moving forward. Oh, they're not sneaking anymore, but you get what I'm saying. Sending them burritos back to Mexico. They don't need our burritos. They got their own. They got better burritos. And it's not Dead Mike. Dead Mike is a super troll, y'all. Don't mind him. He's my biggest troll. He knows that a lot of people that are coming over here aren't even Mexican. It's not about Mexicans, right? It's not about that. How the FQQ do you know people are here illegally? Are you in immigration court? Am I in immigration court? Rob Banks, you are an idiot. Bettina Hollish, how you doing? Hi from Iran. Thank you for coming through. Rob Banks just asked me a stupid ass question. How the fuck do I know people are here illegally? Because you're a fucking idiot. That's how I know. I ain't got no tolerance for ignorant bullshit today, y'all. I really don't. I'm gonna just give it to you straight up. What am I doing? Deadly fart cloud. I am rucking with a 60-pound pack. I'm rucking. Arc JK. What's good? Joseph Fisher, how you doing? He says, go Trump. Alrighty then. Hi, I am Danish, but you live in Iran. Oh shit, you live in Iran and you're Danish? How's that work? Rob Banks asked a stupid ass question. How do I know people are here illegally? Am I in immigration court? Why are we idiots? Really, like, what is the first of all, what is the point of the question? What is the point of the question? Bettina Hodge, come to Iran. I don't think I'm gonna do that because, yeah, I'm not going to Iran anytime soon. But if you're having a great time there, I'm happy for you. I have no interest in going to Iran or I really don't have any interest in going to any Arabic country. Dead Mike says he's trying to get me out my lane. I know, because that's your job, right, Dead Mike? It's Dead Mike's job to try to get me out my lane. Bettina, why? Well, Iran is you know, I don't really know much about Iran, but it's just their customs and laws. Like, I don't really want to. I mean, I live in America, right? And you know, I am an anarchist at heart. I am a freedom lover, and Iran is a lot less freedom than the United States, right? Now, the while our U.S. government has aspirations to be as restrictive and tyrannical as Iran, they are not just yet. So I'd rather be in a freer country than Iran to visit. If I'm gonna go to visit another country, it's not gonna be a country where, you know, women can't show their face and, you know, the men can't talk to women and shake. Like it's weird. Like, I don't want to go. I'm cool on that weird shit. And I'm not trying to get accused of being a spy and get held captive and have my head cut off. Jay would open eyes for it, real shit. A troll asking about another troll is crazy. Yeah, Dead Mike wants to be my only troll. No beef, just a difference of opinions. But the first thing you come over here and say to me when I start my live stream is, what nonsense am I spewing today? Mike, I was born at night, but not last night. Deadly Fart Cloud says, about freedom, no country has it technically. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I know that. The United States has more freedom than Iran, though. I mean, it's just night and day difference. I mean, all those Arabic countries, even Dubai, even Saudi Arabia, they live under the Islamic doctrine. That's what their government is based on. And, you know, my parents converted us to Islam when I was a kid. I'm cool. And yeah, you go to those countries to fuck around. You asked out. Even more so if you're a female. If you're a female, you better not go over there and do nothing. You better keep your head down. Don't show nothing but your eye. You can't even show your eyelashes in those countries. You got to show your pupil, and that's it. You got to go out there and wear a hijab with only the pupil showing. If you're a female in those countries, I'm cool, man. Yeah, I have no interest. Mr. She says, hold on. Casey Boscom says, if you're better off now than we was 4 years ago, you're probably illegal. Casey, you funny. Mr. She says, but if you are worse off now than you were 4 years ago, then you're probably an American citizen. I like that, Casey. That's real shit. Miss She says, but instead of having my head cut off, I am currently being controlled by them in America. Controlled by who? Miss She says he is gay. Oh yeah, it's worse for the gay people. Yeah, they're gonna throw your ass off a roof. They're gonna find the highest roof, and they're gonna throw your ass off if you gay. That's real shit. Moving forward, yeah, I mean, people are sharing. Kelsey Ellington says you need to ask Trump. His name is mentioned over 300 times in the what manuscript? Kelsey Ellington. When she says we both talking about the same thing, subject, even if no one has to know. Yeah, I mean, that's real shit. Gay, woman, non-Muslim. If you're not a Muslim, you're considered a infidel, and it's death to all infidels. That's just what it is. That's Islam. That's Islam for you. I mean, that's just real shit. You know, I ain't gonna pull no punches about it. Deadly Fart Cloud. No, I'm not religious at all. No, I am an anarchist. Anarchists do not believe in freedom. I mean, believe in religion. What am I talking about? When it seems being careful and don't go there if you ain't. I know. Yeah, I ain't going there at all. I feel you, Mr. Cheese. For I think Mr. Cheese is getting a little too personal. Well, I mean, everybody has a right to say what they want. I believe in free speech. I believe in freedom of speech. You know, even when people come here coming at me about being telling me that I don't know what, you know, just coming here being trolls. Like, I allow people to troll. I allow people to. I don't care. I believe in free speech. Free speech is king, right? And of course, you need the Second Amendment to defend your right to free speech. I mean, there's many reasons I would not go somewhere like Iran or even Saudi Arabia. I have no interest. No interest at all. Like they serious. Those people are serious, right? Those people are serious. They don't give a hot fuck. They will take your ass. It's like, why would I, like, I wouldn't go to Russia right now, especially right now. I gotta run to the little market and get my goat milk and all that shit. Hang out with my kids and my wife on this beautiful Friday. Every time we vote a Republican in the economy tank, Kelsey Ellington says that the economy tanked. I agree with part of that. Reagan and Bush, I agree with that. But Trump, no. The economy rose and got better under Trump. What happened was Modelo 19 came through, and your state governors and your mayors shut the country down, right? Shut the country down, which resulted in the losses of hundreds of thousands of businesses, right? A loss of millions of jobs. That's what tanked the economy. But even when that happened, it was getting back better. Now, y'all know I don't believe in a left-right paradigm lie, but I like to play that game with y'all sometimes just to give you some perspective, right? Just to give y'all some perspective and give you guys some understanding. Y'all say the economy tanked under Trump, but it did not, right? It tanked under governors and the mayors that shut their cities and their states down, which resulted in the loss of jobs and the loss of businesses in the tens of millions and the millions, right? Hundreds of thousands of small businesses, millions and millions of jobs. That's what happened. Your state governors did that. What Trump did do was sign a $6.2 trillion bill that we would be responsible for paying, right? That is something he did. I agree with that. Yes, he signed that bill, which caused problems. But guess what? Because of other things he was doing, right? Like pushing the Keystone pipeline, doing more fracking and oil drilling and getting us into energy independence and energy surplus to the point where we were selling oil. Like he had a way of getting us that money back without draining the pockets, without draining our pockets, right? He had a method for doing that. Biden came through, shut down the Keystone pipeline, right? Did not renew oil leases, and that just dropped the hammer all the way down, y'all. Just so y'all understand that. But before the pandemic, before 2020, before all the states were shutting down their states, shutting down the schools, right? Shutting down the ports, right? Shutting down the truckers, right? Disrupting the supply chain. All that was done through the states. And then Biden came through and held all those shipping containers off the coast for weeks and weeks and weeks. And guess what that did? Hold on, y'all. I gotta give me something to drink. I gotta get my water. That's what holding off all those shipping containers did. It further slowed our supply chain. It further caused inflation and all that type of shit. So when they tell you, oh, it takes a while, it takes years for the president actions to do that, that's bullshit. Because there are things that presidents can do that can create immediate results. Immediate. Like shutting down that Keystone pipeline, it immediately ended tens of thousands of jobs. Tens of thousands of jobs gone in an instant. That did not take years. All that material, all the business that could have been done, all the businesses in those states where the Keystone pipeline we're going through, we're going to get a boost in their economy. What that shutdown fucked all that. Right? It ruined the oil futures. I know they want to tell y'all, well, the oil futures was ruined by the Modelo. Oh, that did it. Modelo did that. But things were recovering by the end of 2020. Right? They were recovering. See, this is what y'all understand. Y'all say that Trump let the economy tank during Modelo, but Trump couldn't do anything that, like, he was hamstrung. In reality, it was not up to Trump to shut down, right? He can only do that on a federal level. He can only do that to federal employees. He can only do that in Washington, D.C., where there was, because Washington, D.C. isn't a part of a state. And that's why they were trying to make Washington, D.C. a state. Because they wanted Washington, D.C. to have electoral votes and all that good shit. The bottom line is your state governors shut down. Your state governors did the stay-at-home bullshit. Your state governors forced the face flags. Your state governors did they're the ones who implemented, and they used the Model State Health Emergency Powers Act to initiate medical tyranny in their individual states. That's what it pertained to. It gave the states the rights to do shutdowns. Trump could not do that. Trump was not encouraging lockdowns and all that shit. The states that did not have tanked economies were the ones that remained open, the ones that did not shut down, the ones that did not force face flags. Those are the states that actually made it through the pandemic, that made it through all the shutdowns. This disease did not cause all this devastation. It was the lockdowns, keeping the kids at home. It drove up drug use, alcohol use, spousal abuse, child, self-deletions. All those things were caused by the lockdowns, not the I'm sure y'all can hear me now. Anyway, it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is, man. Like, real shit. Y'all are so unaware and so full of cognitive dissonance. This is why we stuck on stupid, right? This is why we stuck on stupid. Because even as an anarchist such as myself, because I don't care about Trump or Kamala, I don't want no president. How about freedom 2024? Y'all aren't even there yet. Y'all ain't even there. Y'all are stuck on this left-right paradigm lie. But you don't even have any awareness when it comes to the lie they're selling you. You are ignoring the script. Listen, the states were responsible for shutdowns. The president had no authority. Even when Biden came in and they wanted him to force Florida and all these other states to shut down and lock down and all this other shit and force hokey pokies, he had no authority to do that. He only had the authority to do that when it came to federal employees. He could only make the federal employees sit at home. He could only make the federal employees get hokey pokies. Federal employees in the military. He had no authority over the states. What if you worked for a private company or you worked for the state, right, as a state employee, only the state had the authority to force these lockdowns without passing laws. They had the executive authority to do that due to the Model States Health Emergency Powers Act. Period. Trump could not do lockdowns. Trump could not manage Modelo 19 outside of the federal jurisdiction. It was the state's responsibility to manage Modelo 19 when it came to their state. All Trump could do is give resources, right? New York and LA, he sent these hospital ships that they didn't even fucking need to use. He, had more respirators built, more PPE made to distribute to the states. He gave money to the states. That's all he could do, was give resources. He could not make decisions. He could not make executive decisions on how a state responded to Modelo 19. All he could do was use the money and resources he had available to him without passing laws. And so he signed into law a $6 trillion bill so that money could be spent on all these resources, which was unnecessary. And that's all he could do. And Biden couldn't do anything but what he could do. Biden was hamstrung in the same way. So Biden was not responsible for how the Modelo 19 was handled either, outside of what he could do federally. Biden was not responsible for what a state did. So I'm not even holding Biden responsible for anything that happened during Modelo 19 because it was all on the states. Only thing that the federal government and Biden could do is when it came to federal employees and what resources he gave to these states to handle the Modelo 19, only through passing laws that would get him more money. So he had to pass a bill, right? Biden had to pass a bill to get more money to distribute the states. Remember that? Where all these certain states were fighting over how much money they're going to get from the bills. Remember that? That was due to the president passing bills to get the money to them. The states had to then take that money and handle that. It was their responsibility. But y'all are so damn, y'all are statists and y'all believe in the left-right paradigm. Y'all believe in this political bullshit and you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You have no idea. Y'all were there when they signed these bills into law to allow states to get the money and the resources to handle Modelo 19. Donald Trump had more PPE made and respirators made, all this other shit, had medicine made and flown over, right? That's all he could do. It was up to the states to take the resources they were given to then handle it in their own fucking state. What are you not understanding about that? There was no way Biden could handle the Modelo 19. There was no way Trump could handle the Modelo 19. It was the state's responsibilities, period. Damn. Y'all are crazy, man. I tell you what, Bobby. Yawn, you're kind of dumb. This is what marijuana says. Marijuana calls me dumb while watching me. You're watching me, but I'm dumb. People need to go back in the history books and look at the reason we fought. Exactly, Casey. Point blank and period, and it is what it is. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Keep your head out of your ass.